Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, if Mike is around. Uh, it is 1:21 a.m., which means we're getting into Friday or Saturday. So it's the 11th or the 12th, depending on how you count your days. I don't count my next day until it's like 8 or 9 o'clock. On a 9 to 5 type day for me. I didn't get a whole lot of painting done today. Puppy drive you crazy again, and we just got through with a pretty good thunderstorm in I'd say the last 3 hours. So I could have done a video earlier, but it was lightning, thundering, the whole bit. And I didn't know if the internet would stay on or electricity would stay on, and I'd hate to get halfway through or partway through and it cuts me off and I'm done. So I'm working on this section here. Did mention it's 2023. That hasn't changed, unless I slept through it. So we'll repeat that for 2023. So, Lazy Retired Granny, I watched all your episodes, all your editions, whatever you call them. I watched them all. Matter of fact, I think I just finished watching the last edition. I think the reason, now you see, I think why we know, boy, I'm getting tongue-tied here. I think we know why it takes Mike so long now to finish a particular painting. Since he does, one a day, like 7 different ones, 5 different ones, depending on, because I know he says he does have a job. He does work, apparently. And so it takes him quite a while to finish. What I found funny is the few times I watched him when he was supposed to be working on his, I don't know if it was his farm theme or whatever it was for that week or that day, and he lost his rooster. He could not find that rooster anywhere. I commented to him, I said, I think it flew the coop because you can't find it. And his thing is usually if he can't find it and it's gone, or he thinks he misplaced it, lost it, whatever, he goes and buys it again. I've seen him do that. I've heard him doing that and making mention of it. Then sometimes he'll misplace the drills and not know where, he put them. And he lives in like I said to Laser Tag Granny, he lives in a smaller apartment. How do you misplace something there that you can't find? It's not like you're in an 8-room house or something and you got to go through 8 different rooms. We're still getting thunder right now. So hopefully I don't get cut short. Yeah, it's thundering. I just didn't know we were even supposed to have a storm. Since I don't have a cell phone on all the time, and I don't watch the weather or the news and, yada, yada, I didn't know we were supposed to have any thunderstorms. So, surprise, surprise. I'm trying to, I want to get this done for 2 reasons. One, I want to see it finished. I want the whole beauty of it. The second reason I want to get this done is as soon as I get this done, I can get to finishing painting my room, and I want to rearrange everything, move stuff to a certain area, get all my diamond paintings set up in a certain spot, and hopefully, if I can, once I get everything set up and I get this painting hanging and get everything else put where I'd like to have it, I might give you a 360 tour of this room. It'll only take maybe about a minute. It's a small room. But maybe I could give you just a tour of at least, where I keep my paintings, where they're at, the bookcase I have, and some of the things on my bookcase. And like I said, it wouldn't take very long because this is a very small room. And let's see. What did I do today? Nothing. I made supper, ate, and got really tired and passed out. So I didn't get a lot of diamond painting done. And matter of fact, the only video I watched today was Lazy Retired Grannies. I didn't, unless I don't get notified again or something goes on, I kind of scroll through YouTube trying to find, who's uploading, who's diamond painting, and it didn't look like there was too many, of anybody else that I even watched. And I'm like Lazy Retired Granny. I'm very selective on who I watch. I like the idea that she can sit there and just chatter about everything, anything, or nothing. You just start babbling. That's the way I call it. I just start babbling. And that's the type of a video that I like to watch, because I want to feel like she says, it's somebody that came to tea, or it's like a quilting bee, and I know Becky would understand that. Ladies get together, they sit around and they talk about, hey, what did you do today on the farm, or what, did you get into the city today? You're talking country stuff. And it's nice to have the conversation, because then you realize we're not as different as we think we are. We're unique, but each individual is unique. But when you start hearing what other people, listen to, what they talk about, what their life experiences are, you start to realize, hey, sometimes it's a parallel life. It's like, yeah, I did that. Gee, I thought I was the only one. No, you're not. And it's kind of fun to find a friend that way. Whether you meet or never meet, it can still be a bond of, life experiences that each one of you can say, yeah, I've lived through that, and hey, I made it, so that's a good thing, I think. So let's see, when the last time I talked about hobbies and, other things, I didn't go back far enough in hobbies, I suppose. I mean, not hobbies. When you're a little kid, you don't see them as hobbies. You see them as, things to do, things your parents buy you or give you to, like, keep your mind occupied, and gives you something to do. And my mom got us a couple times almost like model kits, almost, which I did put together model car kits. I did that too, because the 57 Chevy is my favorite, and the 64 and a half Mustang is what they called it, because it came out at in the half-year mark or something. But my mom bought us these models of birds, and the one I did was a cardinal. Now, I'm sure she doesn't have it anymore. That's when I was probably, I don't know, 8, maybe about 8 years old, and it turned out really well. I mean, she really liked it, and the thing is, you snap it together, and it sat or perched on a branch, and it was you painted it the cardinal colors and stuff. It was a male, and I really liked it. I remember it. I remember it distinctly. And she put it up on the shelf and had it there for a long time, and until we moved from there, and I don't know where it went after that. I have no idea. And let's see, what else did... Oh, I used to have a small collection of Planter's Peanut Bank. Mr. Peanut. The only thing I have left right now, well, I might have a little teeny statue of him, but I know I have the Planter's Peanut spoon. They call it a serving spoon, that you put, you have the little silver dish, and then you have the silver spoon with the Planter's Peanut emblem and stuff on it, and you set that in that little bowl, and that's what you serve peanuts. Just a tiny spoon. And it's raining now. It's coming down again. Doggone it. And I had and I still have a small collection of salt pepper shakers. I don't know if you consider that a hobby or just a collection. What I have collected through the years, let's see if, the question that, what kind of things do you collect? And we're not talking about diamond painting. We all know that we collect those. But I have a set of, I loved collecting old furniture or old dishes, antique. I have some dishes that I love to bring back in the house. They're in my storage shed of that pink depression ware. I would love to be able to bring it back in the house, because in my living room, my carpeting is burgundy. My curtains are sort of a burgundy. And some of them are, candy dishes. Some of them are vases. Then the rest are like the plates and cups and saucers and stuff. Those would be in my kitchen. The other things that I collected were, recipe books. Because at the time when I was collecting the recipe books, I had an antique stove and an antique refrigerator. And the stove was one of those ones that was on the tall legs. I think I mentioned it before. It was from what they call the Detroit Vapor Stove Company. Not sure what year it was, because they could not date it. It was serial number 2. So it was the second off the line. And it was beautiful. It was medium cream with green marbled trim around the edges. The legs were a pretty green, and it was tall. And so when I got it, I started collecting old recipe books, because to cook in that stove, it went just, there was no temperature gauge. You turn the stove on, I ended up hanging a thermometer type thing inside to at least get the somewhat temperature. But the first year I got that stove and the antique refrigerator, and it was an antique refrigerator with a square head instead of the round head. And it was a General Electric, and I contacted General Electric, and they could not, with photos, everything, serial numbers, they could not tell me the age of it, because at the time, they said that the warehouse that contained all their older records at that time burned down back in the, the 30s or something. They said they knew that the refrigerator was at least very, very early 1900s, 1910, maybe 1920. They weren't sure. So when I first got both of those, I collected a few old cookbooks. And I had one that was from the late 1800s, and I made our first Thanksgiving dinner out of that cookbook. And I made the turkey, I made the way they called for the pumpkin pie. It had recipes for a favorite soup of George Washington that Martha made for him. I made that as an appetizer, which had crab meat in it. So I wanted to have an authentic Thanksgiving and see what it was like. I made the stuffing that it called for in the bird, everything. It took hours and hours, but I will tell you, it was worth it. There was no unnatural stuff in it. You didn't buy the box, and you didn't, have all the other garbage that sometimes comes with your food, especially if it's processed. No processing on this. Everything was handmade, right from scratch, everything. And I love to cook. I do love to cook, but I've cooked for so many years now, it's gotten to the point, and I can't eat some of the stuff I used to eat, so it's gotten very boring to me. So, that was my adventure with the antiques, collectibles. I now collect other things that have, I stopped right now, a lot of things that had apple designs. Because my kitchen has a lot of red apples and green apples in little canisters, and I have some that are very, very old apple canisters from the 40s, and those are on display in the cabinet, and they're not used. So that was a collection, that I got into too. Way too many apples. I got rid of some of them because there's just more to dust, more to clean. I didn't get rid of the antique ones, but I did, kind of get rid of the little odds and ends that sat there and, like I said, caused me to spend more time dusting them than enjoying them. I have a china closet, small, little tiny china closet in my living room. It just has a few things in it. It's one of them corner type, I guess. And it has things in it from my father that was in the Navy. His military picture. I have his flag in here from his casket. But in there, I have a lot of his medals. I have a few things from my brother when he was in Afghanistan and Iraq and whatnot over there. I have a few of his things. He's still around. But I have let's see, well, there is a few of my pets in there, their ashes, in urns, little containers. I even have two of our pets in here that were cremated in urns, box urns, up on the shelf. Some people may find that, unpleasant. I didn't want my pets to go anywhere but here. It's just a thing. I didn't want them in a mass grave, and I didn't want them buried somewhere where I can't see them. So I have that, on top of my bookcase. I don't know. Oops. I don't know what else to talk about. That might have been a little too deep. But it's who I am. If it bothers anybody, then I guess they can fast forward. They could have fast forwarded, or they could have just, maybe not listened to me again. It just depends on what comes out of my mouth. Like I said, it started raining again. I can hear the rolling thunder. I don't see any lightning right now, so I guess we're all right. But I so want to get this done, and it seems like I get most of my diamond painting done now late at night. I don't know why. But I want to get this done. I want to get my room together. I want to throw away a bunch of stuff. Things that, like they said, if you haven't seen it or touched it in a year or more, why do you still have it? I'll tell you why a lot of people still have it, because I've done it. I've gotten rid of things that I, what you call junk drawers. I've got 2 junk drawers. And I've gotten rid of some things, say, well, geez, it's been in there for years. I haven't used it. And don't you get rid of it, and 3 to 6 months later it goes, oh man, I could use it. Oh no, I threw it away. So you get kind of leery of, am I going to throw it away? Am I really going to need it? Because some things you can't repurchase. They stop making it. They stopped making it, or they stopped, the price went up. So some things I guess you hang on to longer than you should. And you hope that there becomes a use for it, so you can use the darn thing and get it, out of your drawer. But you learn those habits, I guess, from your family. There was always a junk drawer somewhere. And, you tried to have only one, but somehow they breed at night and they migrate to the next drawer. So, it's at 24 minutes, and I bet you I said hardly nothing at all. Lazy Retired Granny, work hard on those paintings. you know, if you get them done, you get them done. If you don't, hey, you can still give credit where credit is due, you know. I don't know how you can keep tabs on all of them. It would drive me insane. I want to work on one at a time. So, and Becky, you said something about, you know, you'd start going through the list of things you're going to be diamond painting in the next few months after, you know, we do the September and October. It'd be nice to know what you plan on, you know. And Hoybella, you know, keep on talking about anything you want to talk about, sweetie. You know, if people don't like what you're talking about, they just won't watch. You know, it's your channel. You talk about what you want to talk about. There's the thunder. I bet you can hear that. And I love your kitties. Hey, there's nothing wrong with them getting in on the act. They figure, hey, mommy's over there talking to somebody, you know, while she's sitting down. Let me come on over and see who it is. And that's what they do. So, you know, enjoy them. Enjoy them while they're around. You know, have a good time with them. And I enjoy seeing them, you know, hauling butt through your house and knocking your camera down. It's it's real life. It's real life. So, you know, I'm going to get off here and get back to trying to diamond paint as fast as I can, or as much as I can. I want to get this section done. And Lazy Retired Granny, you'll be able to see a video in the morning, because I'm just going to slap this one up and just let it go. And hopefully it'll be ready and up, you know, first thing in the morning or sometime tonight, because who knows how this weather is. My internet could go down halfway through, and there goes the, you know, there goes the upload. So, y'all have a good day on Saturday. I'm going to be diamond painting, of course. Like I said, I was hoping to get this done by about the 14th, 13th or 14th, and we're already into the 12th, so it's probably going to be done about the 14th, which is still, like I told Lazy Retired Granny, I should be able to get this done within the first couple weeks of August, so it looks like I'll still get there. Then I can do my painting and get my room done, and I'm finished. Then I can paint. Then I can diamond paint anything I want and not have to worry about my room being a disaster area. Well, it'll still be a disaster area. It'll just be a cleaner disaster area. So, y'all have a good one, and I will get back with you. Probably not Saturday. The only thing I might do later in the day is show you an update. So we'll chat with you probably on Sunday, maybe. Well, have a good one. Sorry this is running late, but it's the way my life runs. So y'all have a good one. Hugs. Diamond Painting Crazy Lady. I'm out.